Extra bright lights. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Asteroid Odetta, shout out to you. Thank you for being the first one in this morning. D-Mac, big up yourself. Thank you for being here with us this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up. Shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to all professions. Shout out to law enforcement personnel. Shout out to medical field personnel. Shout out to military personnel. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who is up and about and out to get it and wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. We say productivity and progress, don't? Yes, and that's where it's at. So shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in this morning. Before I start anything, let me put this out there. Remember last week when we said, when we talked about entrepreneurship and supporting each other's business and finding where things are needed and filling the gap, and you can actually either become rich or be of service in the process or something like that. And we had one caller who came on with Soninka Solar Lights. So I've been speaking to behind the scenes, and I've now put together a commercial type ad that will be running on the channel, which you will see it starting today, right? The Soninka Solar Lights. So this morning, our sponsorship is Soninka Solar Lights. Perfect for rural areas and lanes, and perfect for backyards and front yards and waterproof lighting as well. Perfect for your farm and perfect for those dark places. A lot of us come from places that are dark. I'm from Clarendon, Jamaica. I'm from a part in Jamaica of Clarendon that's not very well lit. We're in the bushes kind of thing. And I used to see my grandfather go off to the farm every morning. Remember, I've told y'all this over the years, that to me, he was my superhero because he would disappear into the dark. And I was scared as hell as a kid. We used to say like rolling calf in them bush them. Me wouldn't go in there, so he's a Superman because he goes into those bushes swinging one machete. Well, we're in modern times now. So you can light your farm. You can light you can light whatever areas you need to light, even wherever area you're living in. You don't have to wait on the government to put up a street light on your street anymore. Sadly, but that's the way it is. People are still waiting for government to fix roads that were messed up since I was a kid. I'm a grown man now. I drive back through them same places in Jamaica today. The roads are still the same or even worse. Even with the lighting situation, they're still dark as hell in those places or even worse, right? So you're not going to wait 40 years for government to do something for you that you can do for yourself. This will increase your safety as well. So we have to take our safety into our own hands, right? So make your surroundings safer even. These lights are commercial grade. These lights are remote control. And most of all, you won't have a JPS bill. JPS will not be breaking your back with their astounding bills because it is powered by the sun. Beautiful Jamaica. Have sunshine all year round. That's something you won't have to worry about. When you see the commercials later, when I start to run them, you will get to see exactly what they look like when they get put up, how powerful they are, and how they actually really light up a space kind of thing, right? In the meantime, I will go ahead and say, take yourself out of the darkness and into the light, and do it now because you can, right? Me still scared in the dark, says Veronica Gale. Enough people still scared in the dark. This is aimed. This is more aimed at Jamaica. But you guys here, you can also reach out to them and you can light your backyard or whatever. It'll work perfectly wherever you're at. But I'm telling the people who are in Jamaica that you can do this on your own. You don't need to wait for government and who you vote in and who is not lighting up your area and who not fix road. Sometimes it's up to us to be proactive. So we point each other in the right direction. Now, I'm going to put two contact information in here right now before we get this morning started. I'm going to start talking about my knees and going live last night and all these things. The contact number is 954. 954-275 9737. That's the contact number, and the email is sonkia17 at gmail.com. All right, that contact number you can reach on WhatsApp. See, it's an American number, but you can reach it on WhatsApp. And go ahead and get in touch with these people. That is Soninka Solar Lights. Go ahead and get in. Let me write Solar Lights right there. Right there. Matter of fact, let me, yeah. I think I'll pin this right here this morning. So I'll pin it so it's at the top of the chat so everybody can see it. Sean Cassell, big up yourself. June O'Brien, thanks for being here. Devin Gale. Roadman, big up yourself. Roadman says, my light bill is less than 200 Jamaican dollars monthly, and I'm fully solar. One of my best investments yet. Wow. Wow. Most people I know that pay a JPS bill, it has strangled them. It's a huge bill, right? And in some places, remember when Vibes Cartel did do the video where he called them Jamaica Pussy Hole Service, and he spoke about how he owned a property that he did not put his name on. It was under somebody else's name, and how small the bill was. And then he decided to fully put his name on his property. And as soon as he did, I think he went away for a tour. And when he came back, he had a JPS bill that was in the millions or hundreds of thousands, almost million or something, 1 point something million dollars in light bill. You got to understand that JPS is the only, there is no competition. They're the only one. They control the power grid. So what they say goes. If you want light, you have to go through them. Other than that, solar is available, right? My brother just said his Jamaican light bill is less than 200 Jamaican dollars because he's fully solar. So there's a good chance or a good reason for you to link up with Soninka Solar Lights. The information is right there. Call them. It's free on WhatsApp to call. Write them on Gmail. I just gave you their information. And for the rest of this week, you will see their commercial running throughout other videos that I will be putting up, right? All right. With that said, Prillis 123, Lesser Steph, big up yourself, Virtuous Fire, Dorothy T, Lauren Lawrence, thank you for being here. Faye Van Real is in the building with us this morning. Thank you for being here. Marilyn Grant, big up yourself. D-Mac, Brummel Wright, Dainty D, Marcia Waters, Elaine Brown, and Stacey Ann Williams. Veronica Gale, BM, thank you for being here this morning. I appreciate each and every one of you. Devin Gale. Dorothy T says there's a marvelous invention for the dark. That's a marvelous invention for the dark areas. My district in Manchester was nicknamed Bud Piece. It was dark, and it probably still is dark. My district in Jamaica is still dark, still very dark. So this is something good that I myself am going to be looking into incorporating, right, to increase safety in the area and these kind of things. My JPS brethren discouraged me from getting solar. My JPS brethren discouraged me from getting solar. Your JPS brethren, cause him have a he has an ulterior motive. Is that your JPS brethren? JPS ain't gonna tell you to go solar. I want y'all to go look up how much Jamaica uses to power their school system per year. Look, just it's public information, right? Some Brahma writes some buffering. Boy, I can't help the buffering, you know. There's nothing I can do. Thank you for telling me, though. Anybody else sees me buffering? Am I buffering really bad? Is it clear? Can you hear me now? Am I good now? No? Yes? Give me some feedback so I can continue. Still buffering? Am I good? Good on my end, says Stacey Ann Williams. Black Goddess Henry says yes. Great Goodies says you're good now. Black Eagle, good. Devin Gale says yes, you are. June O'Brien says me too. Marcia Walters, no. Marilyn Grant says you're buffering. Roadman says a little buffering. Yeah. No. Clear now. Some are saying we clear now, and some are saying I'm buffering still. I don't know what to do. SRN Odetta says, for those of you who are experiencing buffering, you need to go out and come back in. So try that for me, please. I'm not seeing any buffering on my end, but I usually don't. Dorothy T says she just exited and restarted, and it's all good. Vicky Victor, I believe suffering take buffer. To relieve suffering, take buffering. That one, yo, you see, yo, she's something else, you know. King Big, seven clear. Good note. To relieve suffering, take buffering. Beloved, I say we are different. Hey, while we're on that, we are different stuff. Let's run through a couple of things. This morning, we're going to be talking about Ricky Trooper attends his daughter's funeral in the US. We're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to be talking about, I have a story here for you, but I want to know if this is grounds for a divorce. All right. So I'm going to need your input. Is this grounds for a divorce? Shout out to the teachers, them. I don't know if this is the same globally. Because you know, America do a lot of things and then other places follow. I was surprised to see them celebrating Thanksgiving in Jamaica when we never have them something there, right? So when the US was celebrating Thanksgiving and Turkey Day and all these things, suddenly it's in Jamaica now too. So I don't know. But today is the start of Teachers Appreciation Week. And I've always said teachers should be held like to a very high standard, right? They should be some of the best paid people. That should be like the best paying profession ever. If you think about the responsibility that we bestow upon a teacher, you give your teachers, your children, your most precious commodity, your children. You give them your children on a daily basis. Your children end up spending more time with their teachers than they do with you because you're off to work to make things happen, to pay the bills, and all these other things, right? Your teacher has your child all week. You've given them your child's mind to mold, hoping that they'll do a good job so your child can become somebody progressive and productive in society, right? That's a heavy responsibility. So shout out to all the teachers out there. Shout out to all the good teachers out there. Some teachers are broken in spirit and it has turned into just, let me just go slide my card, clock in, do my hours, get my paycheck and pay my bills. But you have a lot of teachers out there who are in it, heart, mind, and soul, and it's just what they were born to do, cut out to do. Them love it, right? So shout out to those teachers who pour so much into our children. Today starts Teachers Appreciation Week, and we will be bigging you up and shouting you out all week long, right? That the word I was looking for. Good. Peace to the gods. Trini LB, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Sharon Spencer says it's also Child's Month in Jamaica, and yes, they have Teachers Day. Yeah, them have Teachers Day in Jamaica. All right, big up to them. Well, we are going to turn it into a week because here in the US, it's Teachers Appreciation Week. So we're going to extend that to Jamaica. It's Child's Day. I don't know what that's about, but I'll look into that. All right. Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon, thank you for being here this morning. It's also Child's Month in Jamaica. So big up to the children, them. Love the children, them. Protect the children, them. We have a mural in Jamaica that was only dedicated to children who were lost to violence at the hands of adults or others. And that mural ran out of space shortly after it was built. That is how many children had lost their lives. And they weren't putting children on there that died in a car accident or died from a sickness or something like that. They were only putting names of children. Go look it up. They were only putting names of children who were killed by adults, by people who were supposed to love and care for them and protect them. And that mural, it's a big mural, and that mural ran out of space to put more names on it. So it's bad, right? I guess you take your child to work day or month. Okay, I know what that's about. So this is where you're gonna see the little kids them dress up like daddy's a police. So he's gonna have one and he wants to be like daddy. So I'm gonna go work today with his little policeman uniform on and these kind of things. I love those. I love those. All right. It's also hospital week. Or is it nurses appreciation week as well? We can't say thank you enough to a lot of our nurses out there. It's Nurses Appreciation Week, healthcare field professions, period. Not just the nurse, CNAs, nursing assistant, everybody that works in that field, the good doctors, you know, the ones that actually really care about us, the ones that don't act like you don't feel pain because you're black. Yeah. It's Nurses Week as well. All right. Well, big up to them as well. Shout out. I know quite a few nurses. Shout out to y'all as well. You know, they say that nurses are the freakiest professionals out there. Like they be get anyhow, let me get back to this. That's not where we're going this morning. We just took a left turn. Let's get back on track. Yeah, but they do say that though. Are the most freakiest professionals out there. You see a nurse in scrubs, wait till she get out of her scrubs. She into some other things. But anyways, Dainty D says that's a damn lie. I know me say so. I'm only bringing the news. Soldier girls too. All right. Anyhow, Selector Ricky Trooper, whose U.S. visa was revoked since 2010, on Friday attended the funeral service of his daughter Bree or Brianna McCoy in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Almost 13 years later, he was granted a compassionate visa to attend the funeral service, which was held at Grace Cathedral of Peace at 10 a.m. The intermittent was held at Lawncroft Cemetery in Fairfield, Connecticut. It's a sad situation to be flying back into the U.S. for the burial of your daughter, right? And under the circumstances that he lost his daughter, also, I saw people like Sean Paul and Shaggy, Wayne Wonder, you know, all of them were to him. I mean, Ricky Trooper is Ricky Trooper. If you know our culture and you know the music, you know who he is and what he's done and what he continues to do with the Sound Trooper system and all that. Sad to see him lose his daughter like that. There are lots of pictures and videos of her funeral, which I will not play here because I don't want it to be like me commercializing his daughter's funeral or anything. So you can go see it other places. If you follow him on Instagram, you will know about, you know, his musical stuff plus what he's been going through. And he posted a lot of pictures. Now, I made fun of this back in the day because look, at 2010, them say they said he took his visa got canceled and revoked in 2010. Well, I saw the video. So about 2016, I saw the video and on YouTube, and I was making fun of it. Cause you know, Ricky Trooper used to come to the US a lot, and big sound system dance parties play. When his name was on the flyer, it's gonna be a big crowd turnout because they already know what it is, the vibe, the energy that he brings. Anyways, apparently he was drinking, a bit intoxicated, inebriated, chilling with his homies, and him take up one of them friend them gun. I don't know if y'all remember that video on YouTube. And he was like, pussy wall so and so. Yeah, I was shot, boy. And then he said, put this on YouTube. Put this on Bumbleclot YouTube. And shortly after that, because he was seen with a firearm and posted it to social media, you know, they're like, you don't have you're here in the US on a work permit. What are you doing in possession of a firearm? Right? And then the threatening language behind it. Even though Trooper did just have a couple of drinks and a talk, you know, them sound selected a talk when two sounds clash. Right. So he was talking that kind of talk, but it was seen as violent language, and a gun that is licensed to your friend in your possession becomes an illegal gun. So basically, That's why his visa was taken away. So his visa was revoked and he wasn't able to travel back into the US. So when his daughter passed away, I was kind of concerned. I was like, are they going to bury her in Jamaica, have her funeral processions or whatever? Or how is he going to be able to make it to her funeral? Because I know they took away his visa. Well, I saw a picture of him standing beside a guy that is known to be a very good immigration lawyer. I believe he's the one that handled, I'm not sure. He's the one that handled busy signal situation as well. I might be wrong. However, the caption says, me and my good immigration attorney, right? So I guess they pulled some strings, did something, and he got what's called a compassionate visa. A compassionate visa. There's tragedy here. The visa will allow you, say, a week or whatever for you to enter the country, go to the funeral proceedings, go catch up with family members, hug, shed some tears, sit around a bit, catch up, and then exit the country again, right? Honestly, I think it's time for him to get back his visa. Him and people like Bounty Killer and them. Bounty Killer visa is taken away from the US too, and it got taken away right after the incident with the hammer. I don't know if y'all remember that. He was alleged to have abused his female counterpart with a hammer. The hammer where he was nearly nailing a wall, yeah. And then his mom was alive at the time, and I remember Miss Ivy carrying to church and all these other things. But subsequently, his visa was taken away as well. Back to Ricky Trooper stuff, though. These people deserve their visa back. They're not no threat to anybody. They're international figures, right? And he was speaking in a way where us culturally, it wasn't threatening to us, but others looking on. I guess it's a hard lesson to learn. But at the end of the day, thank God. Thank God that it worked out that way. You know, when like people are in prison, right? And when they hit you with time and they say you're doing 15 years, I've seen people come out and they're devastated because they're like, I did 15 years. And in the 15 years, my dad passed away. Me and my dad was very close. My mom passed away. Me and my mom was super close. One of my sisters passed away. My daughter got pregnant. My son went to prison because I wasn't there to guide him. You know, things just fall apart. So I'm glad that it wasn't that kind of situation for him. I'm glad that he was able to enter the country and say his final farewell. Because that would have ride me for the rest of my life, mentally, that I wasn't able to attend, that I wasn't able to say my final farewell and stuff like that. Her and her dad were actually super close, so you know that was going to hurt him, right? And again, shout out to Trooper. We send our condolences. He says one down and one to go. I don't know what that means. Take it any way you want to take it. In 2010, Ricky Trooper was one of 5 prominent people in the local entertainment industry who lost their U.S. visas. The other people were Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, Mavado, and Idonia. Mavado got his back. Mavado lives in the U.S. now. Idonia got his back. I don't know if it's revoked again, but I think he got it back. No, I'm sure he got it back sometime after. Beanie Man recently got his back as well, and Beanie Man will be here. I think Shakira told me that he'll be at the Afro because they canceled Best of the Best this year. But the Afrobeats Festival stuff is going to be going on. And it seems like Mavado and Beanie Man are slated to perform there. I will clear that information up for you and bring it to you more straightforward later on. But that's where we're at with that. So Bree or Brianna, she was pretty young. She was only 23 years old. She was found unresponsive in her home. We know the long story now. The little jealous boy, big head, bat-looking boy, took her life and then went on a run. He's caught and he's in custody, and he will have to face the justice system here in the U.S. If he didn't, then the streets would have ate him. I'm telling you, the streets would have ate him quick. Because some people like Ricky Trooper, them, they travel all over the U.S. so they've established relationships all over the place. But anyhow, I'm glad to see that he was able to attend his daughter's funeral and say his final farewells, right? Sad situation, but I saw it go. Another great news here on the horizon. Well, two. Shout out to Spice. Beautiful thing to see Spice and D'Angel make up. Spice and D'Angel. Remember when Spice, D'Angel, and who else? Pampute? I'll have to go look the song up right now. We have no worries. Gotta deal with everything. Gotta deal with everything. That song was supposed to be huge. And right after them do this song and shoot video or whatever, they had a big old falling out and never to be seen together again. And I thought, damn, right when it was supposed to go all the way up, it just crashed. Can we do better than that? So it was better. It was good to see them now rekindling, laughing, even performed the song together. Spice and D'Angel. Yes, King Biggs. Spice and D'Angel. So it was good to see that. But Spice herself, though, Queen of Dancehall, Spice, she was given the keys to the region of Florida on Friday during a ceremony in Fort Lauderdale. She was given the keys to the region. The entertainer posted highlights of her on her Instagram page, which included a live video of the presentation. And in her acceptance speech, her given name, Grace Hamilton, she thanked her family members, her supporters, various mayors that were responsible for the honor, as well as thanking herself, as she should. She says, I want to greet the Spirit of God, which is always the head of my life. Then I want to say a special thank you to my mother, Angela Hamilton, who raised me so that I would know how to work miracles. I could know how to work miracles. I watched her turn a pound of rice into 5 pounds to feed so many kids. My father, who is the reason why I'm in music, may his soul rest in peace. Anthony Hamilton, I love you so much. My family members who are here with me, Venice is not here. Fenice is not here. Donovan is not here, but I love you, my family, so much. And to my beautiful children, Nicholas and Nicola Toy, mommy has a place in her heart that is just unexplainable. The love for you guys. I don't know if she stay with our picnic them already, right? So big up to Spice and all that. But big accolades and big awards and these things don't mean nothing to some people, means everything to other people. I think it's a huge award. It's the keys to the region. Some people get keys to the city. Some people get keys to the region. So that's one more to add to her list of accomplishments and things. That means that she can pretty much know that her business here in this part of America is going to be handled in a certain kind of way. She has keys to the region. I personally want to thank myself for standing here tonight because I never gave up, and that's why I'm here. It was through prayer and hard work and consistency. That's why I'm standing here surrounded by people who I never dreamt that I would be standing amongst, because they told me that as a Black woman, this was impossible. And so I want to thank myself for never giving up and for believing in myself. I am humbled. It gives me great pleasure. I'm extremely, extremely so happy that I was chosen for this historical moment, she said. Spice, who was officially crowned the Queen of Dancehall at the 2022 staging of Reggae Sumfest, is also an advocate for women's rights and empowerment. She launched a campaign that is called Grace Hamilton Women's Empowerment Foundation. The foundation seeks to empower women from all walks of life by providing them with resources such as scholarships and mentorship opportunities. Spice has to date released 2 full-length projects, 2021's 10 and 2022's Emancipated. Her hits include a long list of hits. I don't even want to get into the list of hits, but I don't know. Why not go down there? And all these other things, even before Why Not Go Down There with Shaggy and Sean Paul, right? But big up to Spice. She looked good. She's out there in her blue colors. Shout out to the Jamaica Observer for this one. That's her picking up her award in Florida right there. She's heavy in the state right now. Then, and it's keys to the region, not keys to the city, keys to the region. All right. That keys to the region thing has to be signed off on by multiple mayors, by the way, multiple city mayors for the entire region. They all have to sign off on it. If one of them says, nah, I don't think she's worthy of that. Then you can't get that award. So her work speaks volumes, right? Her reputation here speaks volumes. And that's why them give to her. Good person to have around, good business, all these other things. She not bring no drama, gunshot now, busting at the place, people not dying. She not degrading anybody. She's coming through making her money and uplifting people. So big up to her. DJ Kool Herc will be inducted. And here's another proud moment. Every time I say this though, I get a lot of fight back. I've said among my Americans, I've said hip hop came from Jamaica. It came from Jamaican culture. A lot of people don't like hearing that. I don't know if it's because them just don't want to give it our props are is because of what. But DJ Kool Herc is about to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So shout out to DJ Kool Herc, one Jamaican boy who took it upon himself to take our culture with him to the US, sound system culture, and from there, hip hop was born. Okay. A bit about DJ Kool Herc. His real name is Clive Campbell. He still holds true to. He's a Garveyite. He's a Garveyite. So DJ Kool Herc are one of those people that didn't run down fame and fortune, and he wasn't really into expanding my brand, and he wasn't really into all that. He kept it grassroots, and he said he always wanted to keep it grassroots and community activism type kind of guy. He still sports his dreadlocks today. Him not wearing no flashy jewelry and all that. He wears his beads like we used to do back in the day and all that. So anyway, Clive Campbell, he was born April 16th, 1955. He's better known as DJ Kool Herc. And DJ Kool Herc is a Jamaican-born American DJ who is credited with originating hip-hop music in the mid-70s in the Bronx, New York. His playing of hard funk records of the sort typified by James Brown was an alternative to the violent gang culture of the Bronx and a lot of stuff that was going on around then in that time. So what he used to do is he would go out there using the same two turntables, set up discos, and he would have people out there dancing. And the way he would DJ, they would start dancing because he would break it. So they would dance, break to the break. And from that came break dancing to breaking the beats and all that other stuff. It's just a long history about him here, right? But it all came from him being in Jamaica, him seeing DJs set up them sound system. In Jamaica, when them set up the big speaker them out a road and two turntables and a microphone. And the DJ daddy are doing thing right. And yo, the voice of so and so and so. And they used to have what's called toasting back then. So you had the entertainers back then used to get on the mic and chant or talk or toast over the beat. And then when that came to America, then you had our American brothers and sisters that were like, whoa, hold up. So if we get our own beat and we start spitting what we, formulate our own rhymes over these beats, and that's what they did. Call and answer. That. Yes, it did come from Jamaican culture. A lot of people will try to, I've had people curse me out completely. Like, y'all Jamaicans always trying to take credit for SHIP y'all did not do. I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to take credit for anything. It's written. So here he is now being inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, along with Missy Elliott. Shout out to Missy. But here he is being inducted into the into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for exactly the same stuff that some of you cuss me out and says it's not so, right? They don't just induct you into the Hall of Fame for nothing. You have to have a record that shows, and it has to be people there that vouch for you. So all the heads of this vouch that he is the man, and that is how it started. See? Clive Campbell. He was the first of 6 children born to Keith and Nettie Campbell. He was born in systems of neighborhood parties called dancehall, and the accompanying speech of the DJs, which was known as toasting. Juggling to the early morning right now. Out of the voice of the one called Mr. So and so, and them dropped the record. Yeah, which was known as toasting. He and his family moved to the Bronx, New York, November of 1967, where they lived at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue. And Sedgwick Avenue is still, 1520 Sedgwick Avenue is still known as a sacred place. Right now, they're trying to actually turn it into a museum type. This is where hip hop was born. That was his address. Right. South Bronx, South Bronx. So his family encountered social disruptions following the construction of the Cross Bronx Expressway. It uprooted thousands in stable neighborhoods, displacing communities, and caused many white people to leave the city when property values dropped near the roadway. Many landlords resorted to arson, burned their own buildings. A violent new street gang youth culture emerged at that time around 1968 and spread quickly throughout larger parts of the Bronx in 1973. Campbell, who is DJ Kool Herc, he attended the Alfred E. Smith Career and Technical Education High School in the Bronx. His height frame and demeanor of the basketball court prompted kids to nickname him Hercules, I guess because he's tall, right? He began hanging out with a graffiti crew called the Ex Vandals, taking the name Kool Herc. Herc recalls persuading his father to buy him a copy of Sex Machine by James Brown, a record that not a lot of his friends had, and which they would come to him to hear him play it. He and his sister, that's like me with the Star, with Jamaica Star and the Tell Me Pasta, Dear Pasta section. I wasn't allowed to read all that stuff. My grandparents were strict when it came to Christianity. If it wasn't sports that was being played on the radio in my house or church on the radio, that radio would be turned off. And our TV only had family friendly stuff, and you only allowed probably about 1 hour per day of TV in my grandmother's and grandfather's house, and then they would turn it off. That's how I was raised, or anything like that. You know, we played with kids as kids. A lot of us in the yard and all that. But apparently, he came from the same kind of. His dad gave him the record though, so his friends would listen to him play it because their parents wouldn't get it for them. It wasn't seen as kid friendly. So Herc's first sound system consisted of 2 turntables, a dual channel guitar amplifier and PA system. His Bronx club struggling with street gangs, uptown DJs catering to a disco crowd with different aspirations, and commercial radio also catering to a demographic district from teenagers in the Bronx. Herc's parties had a ready-made audience, so he started throwing parties. And they said he used to charge like 50 cents or something to get in when he first started into the party. DJ Kool Herc developed the style that was the blueprint for hip-hop music. Herc used the record to focus on a short, percussive part in it, which is called the break. Since this part of the record was the one that the dancers liked the best, Herc would he isolated and changed to the other, and later he prolonged it. As one record at the end of the break, he cued the other record back to the beginning of the break, thereby extending a relatively small part of a record into a 5-minute loop of fury. That's creative. This break to break done at the height of the party, Herc told the New York Times that he first introduced the merry-go-round into his sets in 1972. Kool Herc also contributed to developing rhyming styles of hip-hop by punctuating the record music with slang phrases, announcing, "Rock on, my mellow, B-boys and B-girls, are you ready? Keep on rocking steady," those kind of things. This is the joint. Herc, don't stop. 1, 2, and you don't and that kind of stuff. So for his contributions, he's called the founding father of hip hop. May I say again that he is Jamaican born and partially raised before he even came to the United States? All right, big up. So from our Jamaica, lick about with Talawa for real, you know. Yeah, little but with Talawa for real. When I look at American culture and I look at who's of who, the who's of who's from politics to music and entertainment, just right across the board. Somewhere there in the background, I search and I always find a Jamaican. Somewhere. I don't know. It's the bloodline. It's the bloodline. Have some type of Jamaican in them. Absolutely, Kaitai Jai Empress. If it's not the mom, it's the mom and the dad. And you're like, oh, here's one for you. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. I just did a video that talked about the wealthiest or the richest female rappers of all time. And I was happy to know that Salt and Pepper didn't just fade away. You know, the industry is rough, especially for females in a male-dominated industry. Yeah, I thought it was Pepper alone, but according to what I found out, it was two of them. That two out of the three are actually Jamaican. So it's not just one. I grew up thinking that Pepper was the only one that was Jamaican. In doing this latest research to do that video, I found out that Spinderella is also Jamaican. Right. Yeah, and the names go on and on. The names go on and on. We could sit here all day and just name people. So yeah, the bloodline is strong, right? And it has to do with that little, but with Talawa. It has to do with that mindset. Because you know our people don't play. If you have a structured Jamaican family, shout out to the whole Caribbean, by the way, because just Caribbean people don't play a period. It's like if you are a Trini and you have a Trini family that is well structured and they're about your education and discipline and all that is the same thing. When time you come a foreign, guess what? You go home to a Trini house every day. Same thing for Jamaican. When you come to foreign, you go home to a Jamaican house every day. I'm not talking about the exceptions, the Lego beasts, the Bugo Yaga. I'm talking about the structured ones. Those are the ones who actually come out to be something because they had somebody to answer to in that house. They had a daddy in the thumping in your mouth, Busta Rhymes. They had that Biggie Smalls. They had a daddy in there that would thump you in your mouth. And look at the position that they play in the grand scheme of things. They don't just become, oh, he made it, he's a rapper. Go look at Busta Rhymes' current net worth. And he carries it so humbly. Until I'm doing my research, I'm like, what? Go on, Busta. He'll be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame one day also. Pete Rock, right? From Pete Rock and CL Smooth. Pete Rock, it goes back. Heavy D, rest in peace. Heavy D ain't here no more. Alicia Keys. The list just goes on and on. The list just goes on and on. We won't even start naming them now. But I'm just a proud Jamaican who love to see when our bloodline extends beyond our borders and thus, you know, we in everything. Yeah, if I egg we in the red, Tiger, Chub Rock, the names are coming out, right? The names are coming out. There's a lot of them. Oh man. And here we are today. You know, we are mayors to cities in the US. We are what name that New York City's first black mayor. He's Jamaican. It goes on and on. Special Ed, Tyson Beckford. The list goes on and on. So anyhow, shout out to DJ Kool Herc, right, for pioneering. And I'm sure he did that he was going to explode into what it is today. Because if you look at everything today, the way they market commercials for everything, whether it's car or clothing or cereal, food, anything and everything, it's hip hop influenced. Hip hop is the most influential music on the planet, and I dare anybody to say different. Hip hop is the most influential music on the planet. Right. And it started by a Jamaican that brought it with him to the US. That's something to be proud of, right? King Big says, that's my license plate on my car, Talawa. A lot of people be wanting to know, what does that mean exactly? I'll be happy to tell them. So for those of you who don't know what Talawa mean, it means with a little but we are like unstoppable, unbeatable. Like our will to survive is so great that we can never be held down. You could try to hold us down, but if you hear Jamaican in there, just know that that hold down is not going to be holding down for much longer, because that blood, that rebellious spirit forbids any kind of holding down. So once we see it, set our eyes on that prize, we're getting to it, period. And that's how we're known to be. We come to America, and man, I had people back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember way back when in Living Color, with the Wayans brothers. And they had a skit that they used to say, I work in 2 jobs, man, and 3 jobs, man. And the other one would say, boy, you working hard like a Jamaican. That's what we were known for. We were known to 3 jobs, man. I don't know why. Please call back again. I just looked down and saw. I don't know why my phone not ringing. I work in 2 jobs, man. Live on the air. Oh, live on the air with SouFLo. Can you hear me? No, missed call again. I don't know why the phone. Yeah, but that's what we were known for working 2 jobs and 3 jobs. I literally did work. I come witness my mother here work. I didn't think it was possible for people to work 3 jobs. But this woman worked 3 jobs. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, Professor. Let me tell you, answer my opinion. I really have to say this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I won't be long.
All right.
Let me take a quick comment. Yes.
All right, here we go.
I was scrolling through YouTube day before yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So I see a vlogger with your stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
It said Vegas was right.
Mm-hmm.
SouFLoTV said that. And the vlogger play a clip with you, only to say, I hear my voice. Can you imagine how shocked I was? So, yes. So this vlogger now, he pulled the clip and say, oh, you know, so I scroll through the morning and I watch SouFLo, big up Mr. Vegas, because one caller say, Mr. Vegas was right, Mr. Vegas said it and this, that. Okay. I just want to make myself clear, because maybe that see it one day.
Me never see it alone.
Well, I'll send you the clip. So
please do.
So the whole clip with me and you when I called in.
Okay.
So I just want this vlogger to know that when I called in about Lady Saw, right? I wasn't really big enough Vegas, because at the end of the day, Vegas is not my artist. When the war with him and Bounty was going on, I was doing him and I was calling him all the name on the war channel that Bounty called him.
Right.
But because the war done anything, I don't know him personally. So I'm not going to keep disrespecting him, calling him those names, because I don't know him personally, the war done, right?
Right.
But he is not my artist. So, I was just saying he was right. And the 2 times I ever known Vegas right in his life is when he said that about Lady Saw. And I have to tell the truth, because at the end of the day, he did. He was right. And the song where him sing, I Am Blessed. But apart from that, that's it for me and Vegas.
Same.
So I hope this vlogger is here listening. And no say, I'm a fan of Lady Saw, because nobody could lead me. I'm not a shepherd. I have my own thinking.
Same.
So if I like an artist and they're doing something good, I will go for them hard. Once me see them step out the line and do something with me I like, or do something to say, I'm not going to come on the internet or debate anybody. Oh, I'm going to go to the debt for this person. I won't do that. You understand? So I just want this blogger, I know, right? Because I think this was a safe place once to come and talk and go on with the things. Now me hear them out from people's channel, you know?
Right.
Yes, so I tell my daughter to lock up my phone.
You have to send me the link, because really, they're not supposed to be able to do that without your permission, and I don't know if giving anybody any permission to do anything with my content.
Well, yes, I know you have no problem with anybody. I know maybe your Vegas is good or whatever. Well, so maybe it wasn't disrespecting you or anything, It wasn't a disrespect, but that old clip where I called in, and he was like, "Big up Vegas, say you rule this, that." I'm not cheering for no Vegas, nothing. All right. I just want him to know that, sir, I'm just a woman who loves to speak the truth. Mm-hmm. And when I hear a truth, I will call it out no matter what, because no DJ or nobody is going to lead me, because I have my own thinking.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So that's what I'm call to say. And then one more little thing maybe squeeze in.
All right.
Not for these Jamaican artists, I'm proud of them and everything. Mm-hmm. But I'm wondering how so much of them pop up and them not have no talent. And and you hear them name and them get this and that. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Mm-hmm. Some of them sell them soul, some of them sell out to culture, and some of them is cheering for the other side and they're doing work for the other side. So because of that, you are going to see they're getting accolades and stuff like that. And you're wondering what this person get this for. But behind the scenes, they might deal with some other thing. Me, a real Jamaican, me not change. All right? So I'm going to send you the link, SouFLo. And I just want that guy if you know say, every time Vegas lift up him head, won't have another name for him. I kind of don't like him because I'm flag people and stop people from a Jamaican and them things there. So I don't like that way him do. So, vlogger guy, Mr. Sir,
you want him?
I'm not cheering for Subi the Luby. Subi the Luby. Yeah, so have a nice day. Yeah.
All right. Me want to ask her, but she just say her piece. I don't know if she stay already. She say her piece and gone. I actually really wanted to ask her if she wanted it taken down or what she want to do with it. Because as long as the vlogger didn't use my thing to say another picture, I told you all this before that they do this, right? Then we take what you say and splice it up. See, if I do a little skit where I'm like, oh no, I'm intimate, you're going to have to send me to the women's prison, blah, blah. Then I'm going to take that little piece there and do a whole show upon it. Me tell us SouFLo about the man from long time. Here he is confessing it to his audience. As long as he didn't do anything like that with my content, which I have the power to strike or take down. And to Mr. Vegas, I review other artists' material and I strike or something. It's like they want you to review their content, but the people who, not for the artists, them don't even understand the business side of the music, So when you're getting struck for their content, you might think, I'm trying to help you out, right? May I try, promote your music, do something good for the culture at the same time, and, that kind of stuff. But the company that's responsible for their distribution and packaging and distribution, whatever, that company don't care about all that. All that company wants is everybody who wants to hear this song must come to us at our stop point. We don't want to hear you play none of it, SouFLo. Because you play some of it, that means that the people are going to go to your channel instead of come over to us, which is not true. Because I'm not playing out the whole thing. I went live yesterday and I played some of what I think are the hottest songs now in dancehall now, last night. So for the people who were on with me last night, having my Rayan nephew mix up with some pineapple juice, I was here for quite some time until my daughter came and said it was enough time for you to go to bed, carry all of to your bed. And so I got off, but I don't know what she'll try to say. Divine Order says she's right. Many artists sell their soul to the other side. Well, I don't know. And I don't know what. Please explain to me how you sell your soul. I want somebody to explain to me how you sell your soul. What's your definition of selling your soul? Me wait. Me want somebody explain to me what's the definition of selling your soul. Shout out to DJ Kool Herc. Shout out to all those who are connected by blood through the same lineage that we are, right? It's a powerful lineage to be respected, and we fly that flag high regardless of whatever. But how exactly do you sell your soul? Because here's the thing, for me, I notice that when other people make it, we typically say, yes, hard work and dedication, they deserve it. They got there after all these years of struggling. But when ours make it, it's like, is who this? How him make it so far already? But you don't take your time to actually study the person background and see how far they coming from and how much bumps and bruises they had to take along the way to get there. So as soon as they make it, we're like, yeah, I'm selling soul. That's why I'm gone so far already. I don't know what exactly is selling your soul. How do you sell your soul? How do you sell your soul? Nobody can explain to me. Wanna explain to me, no man? I don't know why I hear Kai crying behind this door. Kai, go to your mom.
What is the problem? He's looking for some toy and he can't find it. He claims it's in your car.
Well, take him to the other side of the house, please. All right. Make a deal with the devil, Satan. That's selling your soul to the machine and the look. Okay. Y'all gonna have to break this down for me some more. Cause me not understand what selling your soul is. Somebody came on here and told me that I sold my soul. And I'm like, yo, if I sold my soul, I'll be filthy rich. Cause I'm not saying I don't have a price, and I'm not saying I have a price, but I'm saying if I was going to sell, it would have to be worth it in this lifetime, kind of thing. So me not understand how you sell your soul exactly. Is it that they start getting connected to like brands and companies and certain opportunities open up for them and all that? And I don't know. No, SouFLo, you didn't sell your soul at all. No, me can't sell my soul. Nobody can afford my soul but God. My soul is too expensive. It's priceless, right? It belongs to the Almighty. I don't know what it mean. I try understand it. Rojani says, "Damn, I missed the live last night. When are you going to do another live with the hot music in Jamaica?" Probably do one Sunday again. I was about to answer you. Call back. Remember when Twin of Twins did a skit on selling soul? Divine Order says there are rituals. Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon says, is that the whole point of getting famous, getting brands and popularity? Yeah. It's like the more brands you collaborate with, the more the popularity rises, the more you're going to be rubbing elbows with the who's of who's and the what's of what's, right? And then they're like, oh, you sold your soul to get there. But that's the point. It's like going to school for 8 years and then you come out with a PhD or a master's and they're like, you sold your soul. That's why he got them. I'm not understanding. Because now I'm able to rub elbows with real doctors. Now I'm able to rub elbows with people who are highly accomplished in that realm. It just puts you in a different place, as does your art. When you master your art, I think when you master your art, it puts you in a different place. And then big entities can look at you and say, hey, this person is highly influential. I want to work with them. I want to attach my brand to them. I want Shensia to be the face of the Lamborghini Urus. So we'll get her one of those and we'll have her drive around in it. And now she does a video that says, I bought my Lamborghini Urus cash, blah, blah, blah. This is from hard work, whatever. And we're like, yeah, she sell our soul. Because one of them car that she driving, that's like 250,000 US dollars. Who spend that much money in cash on a car? Yeah, that girl sell our soul. I don't get it. Michelle Howell says it's a ritual in the upper room of darkness where they stand before Satan. Okay, Michelle, listen. How do we know this? Cinnamon Toast Cinnamon says that sounds like when they say you sold your soul is because you're doing something they don't think that they can do. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. People are filled with so much self-doubt, right? That's why, like I told y'all before, I said to my kids, if they're like, yo, I'm making it to the NFL, Dad, I don't beat them down and be like, yo, listen, find something else to think about, because 90% of the people who say they're going to make it to pros, they never do. You know, it's easier to become a doctor than it is to make it into the NFL or something. I've heard people give their children those kind of speech. And when you look at the background is Daddy used to play football. Daddy had dreams of going far, and he didn't go anywhere. But when you also look into Daddy's background, he was very talented, but he was lazy as shit. He didn't put in the work. So instead of telling your child, hey man, this is going to take your heart, mind, and soul, blood, sweat, and tears. I'm talking about playing through pain. I'm talking about developing a passion, a fire for this thing. You got to eat, sleep, breathe, and want it so bad. Instead of motivating them like that, they go, yeah, I think it's easier for you to try something else, and start projecting their own insecurities, like, I know I didn't make it. I don't think you're going to make it either, kind of thing. And when they do, it's like, yeah, he sold his soul. I've heard people say Usain Bolt sold his soul. Why you think he does the lightning bolt thing? I said because his name is Bolt, and how ironic, because a lightning bolt strikes fast and Usain runs fast. That's like his destiny. Nobody gave him that name Bolt, as in didn't change his name. His real name isn't Leroy Smith. And he was like, oh, we think it would be good to market you as Usain Bolt because lightning strikes. He was born Usain Bolt and then lived up to Bolt, striking like lightning when he hit the track. You see what I'm saying? And now, nah, he does that. Go and look up the sign and see what it means. I'm telling you, SouFlo, you're lost. You're behind the scene. You don't even know what's going on, right? Usain Bolt sold his soul. That's how trust me, there are other people out there who are faster than him where are they? Where are they? You know, you watch that man train? I know 99% of the people who watch him train would not even do 1 day of his kind of training. And now that he's made it to the Guinness Book of World Records, now that he's made it to the top of the charts, he sold his soul. I don't get it. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, SouFlo. All right, then, me again. You don't know what is the Illuminati? You don't know what is the Illuminati? You don't know that, SouFlo? You're very smart. I know you must know.
Me hear people talk. Me don't know. Me hear people talking.
Right, I'm going to say something to you. Mm-hmm. I'm not a vlogger. I'm not a musician. Mm-hmm. I'm not none of that. Yeah, I'm very known. A lot of people know me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, from Jamaica, come on. See it. Okay, then. I was on IG. Mm-hmm. And this guy friend me. That's the friend. I started following me. I follow him back. The sign that was there, he didn't have a picture. He had that sign, that upside down diamond sign, the two sign. Mm-hmm. Anyway, watch your comment on IG. I don't know what it is, because he said to me, person this, that I rich. Mm. I said, but me see the sign, but it's up father. Anyway, him said to me, so I said, what do you mean? What do you mean? And he said to me, him can make
wait, you break up on me. You break up on me. Fix up the phone there. He
said, because I want you to hear me, SouFlo. Right. Hold on. I want you to hear me, please. So he said to me, I hope I'm better now.
Yes.
So clear. I said to him, I'm not none of those people. I'm not a musician. I'm not none of that. I just work a regular job, work my money, and I'm okay. Mm-hmm. I'm fine. Him said to me, well, what is this brotherhood thing? Remember, me I play him now, because me exactly know what it is. Mm-hmm. I mean, I say, what is for me? I'll get afraid, goosebump, I run for me, cool blood, because me I say, these are all the induct people. He said to me, if I ever hear about the Illuminati, so I said, yes, but I heard a lot of bad stuff about it. Mm. Him said, what kind of bad stuff? I say, I heard you have to sell your soul. You have to do stuff in order to gain power. Because that's what I'm saying, gain power and money and riches and all of these things. Mm. So I said to him, yes, SouFlo, as I stand here this morning, I don't know why I'm trying after me. I'm afraid to tell people now because I say, what make this man just single me up? Anyway, long story short, in public, if I to him pay. I heard I would have to accept my soul and
why are you breaking up now? Why y'all break up now?
Me don't know because maybe the algorithm will break me up because it's what them I do. But up one person go to work. So it's like with the last thing singing link me when I said to him say, I heard I would have to like sell my soul and take out the family member. That's what I heard. I'm saying that's true. Him never link me back again. Another time, another one try to follow me. I'ma block him. You see, the first one will link me and ask me about this. So I'm afraid I'll know me not blood clot black him yet from Instagram. Sorry for the bad word. Sorry.
Talk, man.
Sorry, very sorry.
Talk.
So I'll know me not block him. So these things, if somebody can look on me, a regular person who do a 9 to 5 and try to solicit me in this thing, how much musicians and vloggers and people on the internet, they might get that and they might take it and a bite. Eh? Me, I do a regular job so flow. Me all right. Me not hungry, me not nothing. Whatever thing me want, me can get it, me good. See? And but me tell the man, say, me not do no singing, me not do no this, that. And the man try to get at me. You understand me? So you can always go and be naive. And what me I tell you now, my sister know, because I told my sister and I tell 2 friends and I told my daughter. And I told my daughter, my son, my sister, and 2 friends. And I never tell nobody else. And I took long to even say it because I was just feeling so scared. And somebody said, maybe I'm going to comment them, I'm going to make my Instagram, maybe me look strong, or the way I'm is, maybe them try to target me. A lot of these young artists and these people are getting buy out by the Illuminati because I know this because they try to get to me. And I'm not lying so flow. Whenever I talk, I'd rather be harsh and people hate me for being harsh and blatantly truth more than go and lie. Before me lie, I don't say nothing. So this is what I call to tell you so flow and believe that they try to get at me.
All right.
Look at me. All right? Look at more.
All right. All right. Y'all know I'm already, right? Yeah. I know I'm already. So let's break this down logically because I only have like 8 minutes left, 7 minutes left. So let's break this down logically. This entity that you keep speaking of, Illuminati, whatever, they're a secret society, first of all, right? If you've never been inside of this secret society, then you can't tell me nothing about it. If you're not getting firsthand information from that secret society, then you can't tell me anything about it. So it's been widely speculated over how many years now about these rituals and this goes on and secret meetings and sex, illicit sex and all these other kind of things and, you know, mind control and this, that, and the other. But that's for us to eat up and gobble up that are on the outside. We never been in. I'm a factual kind of person. I'm a kind of person that I need proof. I can't go by just hearsay because then you start running with the crowd. And, you know, it's like somebody clap, right? And everybody takes off. Oh, shit, they shooting. And they running. And then you just look and you see somebody else running. So you start running too. Now everybody is running. And while you running, you asking, what we running for? What we running from? Who coming? What happened? And you don't even know why you running, right? You just running because the crowd running. I'm not that kind of person. I let the crowd run and I'll walk. Because I'm going to have to see who's shooting or hear more of that to say, no, I know to duck and keep myself safe. But I'm going to assess the situation before I go running with the crowd. So I need to know, like, people approaching you on social media saying whatever, you know that they could be anybody, right? You know, you know that they could be anybody, right? And if they come after you, you have to ask yourself, if they have all this power that you claim they have, you wouldn't have to tell them that I work a regular job. I do this, I do that. They would probably, if they're that all-seeing, all-knowing, powerful entity, they probably know all that about you already, right? Now, why would they come after regular old you? And ask yourself that again. So sometimes, man, the things we believe keep us fearful. A man says something to you upon social media and you're like, oh, the Illuminati is after me and they're trying to get me to recruit me and all this. I don't know. I don't know. I know that big entities will go after entertainers, vloggers as well, and other people who have built a platform, but that's the goal. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm supposed to build this platform and raise it up to a level to where corporate entities start paying attention. More on Grace to call me and say, yo, you want to do some ketchup commercial and some tin mackerel commercial and some this commercial for we? And me and them can talk behind the scenes and talk about the check and what the check going to look like and how many times per week I'm going to run their commercial. I want, I don't know, just any big entity who's willing to cut that fat check. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's what the girls are on social media being influencers for, because they want these bathing suit companies or clothing companies or whatever, to our makeup companies, hair and wig lines to send. The world has changed, man. So once you see them start getting all these things and then able to put their finances in place, you start saying they sold their soul and they're in bed with the devil and all this. I don't believe in all that. I'm sorry, but I don't. And maybe because I don't believe it, there is no fear in me about it. Maybe it's okay to be naive sometimes because it keeps that fear away. But what you believe can keep you fearful. So be careful of what you actually really believe. But I'm asking you to be logical. Why would they just come after you? Why would they be coming after multiple? Because I see other women saying it. Yeah, they sent me the same message too, girl. Why would they send y'all women just these regular? Who are you able to influence? You sure that ain't some dude from Nigeria that wants your organs? You sure that is not some guy from down the street that's been stalking you? You sure that's not some? It could be anything and anybody. I cover stories on SouFLoTV. And I have people contact me about these stories and give me an elaborate background. Yes, SouFLo, that's my younger brother you're talking about, or that's my father you're talking about. And him this and him that, and him leave my mother this and then went that, and then when we go check it out, this person don't know that person from Adam. They just people are like that. They want to be in the mix. See? So be careful what y'all be careful what y'all out there believing. Okay? Be careful. I'm a show me kind of guy. You gonna do it? Show me. Illuminati, show me. It's a secret society. That's all I know about it. And I also know that secret societies have things going on inside that nobody outside knows about. I belong to a brotherhood. The other day, I wear my ring and somebody say, you're in a lodge. SouFLo, that ring there give me lodge vibes and whatever. Have you ever been in a lodge? Do you know what goes on in there, or you're going off of what people tell you? I'm a part of a brotherhood. I can admit that. My brotherhood wears a blue cord, right? And our home is in Fort Benning, Georgia. You could go look up who that is. But and to some degree, we are a secret society because there are things that we have done that's bonded us as brothers for the rest of our lives that none of us will ever speak of to anybody outside of, right? We're gonna leave it right there for this morning. It's 9 a.m. Miss Lady want to go to the gym. I don't want nobody argue with me. I'll start earlier tomorrow morning and we'll pick up right here where we left off because this is an interesting one. So we're going to pick up right back here, and then talk about the other story, which do you think that this is grounds for a divorce, and on and on and on. All right. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day. Be careful what you let seep into your conscious or subconscious because at some point it starts to rule you. And then it could manifest fear inside of you. All right. One love. I'm out. Peace.